If you're anything like me, you can't stand waiting in traffic, waiting for people to change, and most of all, waiting on God to do something in your life. And yet, over and over again in the Bible, we are encouraged to wait, to wait, to wait. And so today we're going to talk about what it looks like to be patient. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. My name is Allen Parr, and so today we are talking about the subject of patience. Now, we all know that we should be patient at all times, but in James chapter 5, there are three very specific times in our lives where I believe we need an extra dose of patience. In verse 7, James gives us the illustration of a farmer, and this refers to us being patient when our circumstances are uncontrollable. Now, we all know that a farmer has absolutely no control over whether or not it's going to rain, the amount of sunshine, whether people are going to buy their crops or not, and yet and still a farmer has to continue to sow seeds. The Greek word that James uses here for wait is actually a word that means to look with anticipation. And so in other words, a farmer was able to wait on God to send the rain because God had been faithful in the past to send rain. And so in the same way, you may be in a situation, maybe you're unemployed, or maybe you're trusting God for your business to grow or your ministry to grow, or maybe you're trusting God to get a promotion on your job. And all of these are situations where you have absolutely no control over it, and you're able to look in anticipation with what God is going to do because you know what God has done for you in the past. The second illustration that James uses here is that of a prophet. And this refers primarily to being patient with people who are unchangeable. Now, we know the prophets in the Old Testament had to continue to be faithful to share God's word with stiff-necked, stubborn people who refuse to change. The Greek word he uses here is actually a beautiful word. It's the word macrothumeo. The word macro means long and thumeo means heat. And so when you put the two words together, it means long heat, or refers to somebody who takes a long time to get heated. Perhaps God has placed some people in your life who refuse to change, whether it may be a family member or a coworker or a spouse or a wayward child. And no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, this person refuses to change. You've shared the truth with them. You've tried to encourage them. You see very clearly what they need to do to change their life, and yet they are not changing as fast as you would like to see them change. This is the second time where James is saying that we need to exercise an extra dose of patience. Finally, we need to exercise patience when the pain that we're experiencing is unexplainable. James here uses Job as an example of patience. Now, if you know the story about Job, Job lost everything. He lost his family, he lost his health, he lost his wealth. And the worst thing about it was, in his mind, he had no idea why he was experiencing the pain that he was going through. Now, the Greek word that James uses here for endurance is actually a different word. It's the word hupomone. Hupo means under, and meno means to remain. So when you put the two together, it means to remain under a pressure. Now, this word refers not so much with being patient with other people, but being patient with God. Some of you are going through a very difficult, painful situation. And just like Job, you're questioning God as to why you have to be the one that goes through the pain. But the good news and the encouragement that we can draw from the life of Job is that even though he didn't understand it, God was working some things out behind the scenes. And so today I just want to encourage you, no matter what you're going through, to remain under the pressure and trust that God is working some things out in your life. If you found this video helpful in any way, please share it with a friend. Second of all, don't forget to hit that subscribe button above. And finally, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on The Beat.